Hey everybody there, it's Ryan Saplin, personal trainer, want to be powerlifter, recreational athlete, trying to improve myself with some overhead pressing to improve my bench press. I have found that overhead pressing has been one of my best accessory movements to get me stronger. 175 pounds here for some very grindy repetitions. This third rep is like the slowest in the world. Someone looking at the clock, that was like 5 seconds there. It's ridiculous. Anyways, at one point I remember getting 200 pounds overhead. If you look in my channel, I've gotten 200 pounds over my head. Here's 185, and you can see it looks like I was gonna get it, but actually what happened, the reason why I had to drop it was I started to not get enough air because I was wearing my belt, and that's the one thing I'm having trouble with my belt. It's like sometimes I don't get enough oxygen. And if I'm grinding through a really long repetition, I get really lightheaded and my face is going to explode. And if my face is going to explode, that probably means I'm not holding the air in the right place. Here's 150 pounds. So the overhead press is a really strong correlation with building up those delts and then also building up those triceps for lockout strength in the bench. I just know there's a very strong correlation for me. When I get stronger in overhead press, my bench press goes up quite a bit. And then of course the next exercise you're going to see in this series is some power cleans. A very fun exercise, as actually it helps lockouts in the deadlift, believe it or not. Gets you used to that hip explosion, because if you think about if you look at these power cleans, you can see where the power comes from. It comes from the hips. I bring the bar towards my hip, just below my hip, and then I pull. So this is my first time doing power cleans in a while. So the technique, well, I was never really good at power cleans in the first place, so these will look horrendous. The form will be far from textbook. But this is kind of two things. One, to improve my deadlift lockout. Two, to kind of find a different way to build different muscle groups. Because I'll tell you right now, power cleans make your traps sore as shit. It hurts. I'm making this video. It's a Friday. I did this workout on a Wednesday, and they're still pretty damn sore. They feel pretty damn pumped, which is kind of cool. I haven't had that feeling in a while, and I'm not one to do a whole lot of shrugs. And then I also do some mobility work here to improve my front rack position. If you've seen some of my mobility videos, this is my favorite for improving front rack. It's just easy to kind of grab a PVC pipe and just go ahead and start stretching. Pretty effective. Improve those external rotators for front squats, power cleans, anything that requires external rotation in the shoulder. And if you suck with mobility with external rotation, this could actually be a good stretch for you. Here's 175 pounds. I felt pretty good about this. The biggest part about power cleans is getting used to catching it. I'm missing the catch. My elbows aren't flying high enough, hard enough. And catching them in the shoulders is actually really one of the hardest things. With this heavier weight, I actually need to learn how to dip down a little bit further. And what ends up happening is I end up dipping back or kind of leaning back too much and basically curling the bar up. I guess in one instance this is basically a muscle clean. But either way, I'm not trying to be an Olympic weightlifter. I'm not trying to be an amazing power cleaner. I'm just simply using the exercise to build strength to improve my lifts for powerlifting. And in that case, it will be the deadlift. Hip extension, powerful hip extension. And as soon as I'm able to use more weight, I'm definitely going to be able to be more explosive from the hips. Highly technical move. Here's a little more side position. And if you are good at the power clean, I'd appreciate a critique. Maybe there's something you can recommend I do, or maybe recommend a video, because I'm just trying to get better, just like you, wanting to improve myself, and that's really what it's about, man. I'm gonna do these every single week. I like overhead presses and power cleans as my Wednesday workout. I'm benching once a week. And that's kind of what my program is going to be. I'll talk more about my program in another video. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.